Welcome to the SMB Community Podcast with hosts Amy Babinchek, James Kernan, and Carl Polachek. Produced by Kernan Consulting and for the international MSP community. We are dedicated to making every IT professional a successful IT professional. The SMB Community Podcast is brought to you by Kernan Consulting, your mergers and acquisitions experts. Since 2006, we've been through over 30 transactions, and just this past year, we've been involved in over 6. So if you're interested in either buying, selling, or valuation information, please reach out. I'd love to talk with you. There's a ton of activity going on, and you can be a part of it. Reach out for more information at kernanconsulting.com. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the SMB Community Podcast. This is James Kernan with Kernan Consulting, and I am here with my good friend, Amy Babinchek. Hey, Amy. Good morning.
Good morning, James.
Happy Cyber Monday. Today's Cyber Monday. Exciting stuff out there. I know you did a little shopping on Black Friday. What goodies did you get?
I did, but this year, and we do realize all this has passed by the time you are listening to it, but this year it was interesting because there was a Black Friday and there was a Cyber Monday, but it was like Black Friday week. In fact, Amazon was advertising it as Black Friday week instead of just a Black Friday, singular day. So, but it's definitely a great time to get some deals. I did order some stuff. Some of it was techie. Some of it was gardening. The first few snowflakes came down. It makes your thoughts turn to gardening. Anyway, so my techie picks, this is a holiday one. I bought a set of LED lights that you can control individually and get permanently installed on your house.
Okay, the permanent light system, nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to geeking out on that all year round to light up the house.
It is worth it. I will tell you, I did that this spring because I was tired of going up and down on the ladders. And then you just brought up a key point. It's not just Christmas that you want lights up. Could be the 4th of July, Valentine's Day. I mean, there's holidays every month, or just having a party at the house. So, yeah, I bit the bullet earlier this year, did the same thing. I love them. I have them going constantly.
Nice. Yeah, good. Cool. So I also decided it was time to upgrade my Wi-Fi in the house. So I bought a couple of Eero Wi-Fi mesh devices. Looking forward to getting those things set up. And I also got these headphones that I'm wearing. These are Bose. The advanced noise canceling, but they also Bluetooth connect to 2 devices at once. So I can have them connected to my phone and my laptop at the same time. And I'm really loving them because, they block out noise fabulously. So looking forward to using them on my next plane ride because I hate the whoosh sound in an airplane. Just can't stand it.
No kidding. I've got an older pair of the bigger black ones that are the noise canceling ones. I'll be using that for the next 2 weeks. I got a couple of events that I'm running off to. So anyway, those are quite stylish. I like their blue. They're
Thank you. Yeah, they come in about 8 different colors. They're pretty cool and very comfy, over the ear kind of style. Not quite as bulky as the old ones, but still a little bulky. But
yeah, those are smaller though than the old ones, so I could see that they've trimmed them up.
Yeah.
Well, looking sharp. You know what? I haven't done a whole lot of shopping yet, so I guess I need to get through the next couple of weeks of being busy, and then I'll wrap up my Christmas shopping. But yeah, I was like you. I kind of got Black Friday'd out. It seemed like it started 2 weeks ago, and then just constantly barraged. My email just went berserk, and that I normally block out all the spam and the noise, but yeah, I've got all sorts of specials, but I think that pushed me the other direction. I didn't do any shopping.
It can be overwhelming for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Cyber Monday though, I just don't even know if that's still a thing, like it was, I'm sure they're still advertising it as a thing, but think about when that first hit. That was like Cyber Monday so that you could go to work and use the internet and do some shopping. Right? That's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's not a thing, and, a lot of the Black Friday stuff was all cyber deals, right? All technology. So
Yep.
it's I'm with you. I have seen some advertisements for Cyber Monday this morning, but, yeah, I mean, you've got technology at your fingertips whenever you want it, so I don't think it's not too exciting, and then tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, and then, so that's
That's
another big day in the whole cycle of things.
that's a little more exciting along with Small Business Saturday. I think that those are two things we should keep and we can probably just get rid of the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do. I love Giving Tuesday and then, Small Business Saturday. Those are great. Those are great. Well, hey, we got a lot to talk about today. So we had a great question of the week that came in, and it was also quite timely. I think that it came in because of what time of the year it was. But the question that came in was, how often should you update your business plan and goals? So how often should you update your business plan and your goals? So I'll let you go first on that one.
Well, I mean, to be really honest, I don't think I ever updated my actual business plan,
Never,
but
never.
ever. But that doesn't mean that I didn't plan. Definitely in the last quarter of every year, I know what I'm doing for the next year. Right. So, I've been busily doing that this year too. Right. So in the last quarter of 2024, I plan out everything third tier is going to be doing in 2025. And I just have done that all along. So although it's not an actual business plan, I do make a plan for sure.
Um, yeah, boy, I can tell you countless stories about business plans. There was a conference I was speaking at several years ago, and I was talking about business planning, right? Goal setting and so forth. That was the topic. But one of the opening statements I said, "Is anybody here interested?" There's a big audience. I said, "Anybody here, raise their hand if they're interested. I'll write you the coolest business plan you've ever seen for your business for $10,000. It'll be 50 pages. It'll have a
Mhm.
3-year forecast, $10,000. Any takers?" Crickets, right?
Right, right,
And
right.
I say, first of all, who wants to spend 10 grand? And then who has the time to invest in creating a 50-page business plan? And then jokingly, I'd always talk about, our industry moves like a freight train. It's going so fast. Things change, like think back just a couple months ago, the whole CrowdStrike, one of the top vendors in the space flipped everything upside down. Who could have predicted that? But you've
Mhm,
got all sorts of crazy things happening in the world's economy and our industry, so it's really hard to do true business planning. So all that being said, that's why I years ago, I came up with that little one-page business plan template that takes 15 minutes, and we've all got 15 minutes. We need to, so my real answer would be I would update your business plan, your one-page business plan, and your goals are on that one single piece of paper on an annual basis. That's what I would say. It's a lot easier than updating a 50-page business plan, and, I like involving your leadership team in your goal setting and the business planning, and so this is the time of year to kinda reflect on how you did so far in 2024 and then look at what you want to accomplish in 2025. Celebrate those wins of what you did accomplish this year and then build off of that. But if anybody's interested, I'm happy to share that one-page business plan. Just email me at james@kernanconsulting.com. I'll send you a copy of that one-page business plan exercise. And that exercise is kind of broken down into 4 little sections. It's what's your unique selling proposition? That's the hardest part. And then what are your goals? what's your mission, and then what are the key objectives that you want to accomplish that year, kind of from a strategy standpoint.
Yeah. So on a on a bigger outlook scale, not a business plan exactly, but just on a bigger outlook of what's happening in the world. At my recent in-person event with my mastermind folks, we did a industry SWOT, and they had a really good time with it, and we all learned a lot because so much of business ownership is dealing with the day-to-day fires. You don't often pick your head up and look around. And so I wanted them to get them to pick their head up and look around and think about it. And so, we did the sticky note SWOT exercise of the industry, right? As an IT industry, what are our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? Everybody had to put up 4 of each thing. And then we went through them and consolidated and talked to them and did all of that. And then after that, we took that information and said, okay, given the exercise that we just did and what you know about running a day-to-day IT firm, if you were starting a new business today, what would it look like? And we did a little one-page business plan on that idea. And then, of
Great.
course, at the end of that is, and why aren't you doing that today? Right.
Nice.
And so, right. And how would you get from where you are to there? If you think this is the ideal new business to start, how would you get from here to there? What do you want to incorporate? Uh, it's the whole process is just about looking around. I find that that's the hardest thing for MSP owners to do is to think about how all this noise that we hear going on in the news every day, how's that going to affect my business in the next 2 to 5 years? What's the actual direction? If you stop and think about it, you know. But if you're just going through your day to day to day to day, you're not thinking about it. You could miss a train.
Like, and then when you did your goals, were you doing like a 3-year outlook or a 5-year outlook, or were they more of a short-term goals?
It was more of a short term.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm with you. I like doing goals for 12 months. That seemed like eternity for some of us, even though this year shot by like a rocket, didn't it? We're already in December. It's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
I thought the year just started.
Yeah.
But all right, awesome. Well, good stuff. Yeah, and I love goal setting. And at our mastermind event coming up this year, I've been doing a little differently because I'm gonna try to personalize it more. So there's 4 parts, but one of the key parts is gonna be more of your professional goals as a company, because they're all business owners there. And then I'm gonna try to personalize it and do more personal goals, intellectual goals, what are education goals, what are things that you want for you as a human being, to improve yourself. So I'm gonna dig into that. So I'm looking forward to that. So, hey, there were some cool things in the news as well. The one article that caught my eye was, Intel. And Intel has historically always been the 800-pound gorilla from a chip manufacturing standpoint. And, this article, after I read it, it made me kind of reflect back and kind of think, yet just haven't heard that much about them. They've kind of been flying under the radar. There's been all the AI chip manufacturing hype, and a lot of these newcomers, NVIDIA, it's not a newcomer, but they've seemed to be monopolizing in the news. There's all these other people spinning up chip factories. But anyway, it looked
Yeah.
like Pat Gelsinger, the Intel CEO, is stepping down. He resigned, and their stock, I know, has taken a beating. I think it's down 61% since 2021 when he took over as CEO. So I think this was a good move for those guys. But
James, I don't know if you intended it, but this is an awesome tie-in to the topic that we just had. We said if you don't pick your head up and look around, you can
yeah,
get run over by a train. And I think that's what happened to Intel. They were so good at making that Intel processor that went into every PC that they didn't look around and see what was happening in the market. And Qualcomm with the Dragon chips in all of our phones and now in Surface devices from Microsoft. Microsoft was the home of Intel. And then Apple is making their own chips for Macs. And of course, NVIDIA, in some sense, they got lucky because they were in the right place at the right time to capitalize on the cybercoin cybercoin deals, starting off with Bitcoin and now all of them. And then and there, that turned out, yeah, Amazon's getting into it.
Chip
You
business
know,
too, yeah.
yep. It turns out that AI needs a different kind of chip than PCs do too. So, right. So there was NVIDIA and there's a whole bunch of others that are coming on to challenge their space. Intel, meanwhile, just kept making new chips and they missed the train. And that is the fault of the CEO, right? If your company misses a trend, if you miss a wave, then the CEO to just take responsibility for that.
Buck stops there with the CEO, and I agreed. I agree with you. They missed the window, and that's really what the article highlighted was that they missed the window of the whole, AI chip side. So I thought that was interesting, and
Yeah.
then, and then the next news article, another, oh, yawn, it's a shocker, another ransomware attack, right? But this one was a lot bigger. I know you saw this article, but, the headline was Starbucks, and a third-party vendor of theirs, but it wasn't just Starbucks, there's a lot of other companies, right?
Yeah. The headlines are so horrible these days. The headlines make it sound like Starbucks got ransomware.
Right.
Starbucks didn't get ransomware. Blue Yonder got ransomware, but nobody knows that name. Starbucks is one of their customers. And
Like they
yeah, but so is Ford Motor Company, so is a lot of other huge corporations. And um, what do? They do human resources and payroll. And the article I read was about Starbucks doing manual payroll. All these companies had to switch back to manual payroll, and HR doing payroll manually for Starbucks Corporation. Oh my God. And the HR, of course. I mean, when you're that size and you're Starbucks with, I don't even know how many employees they have, but so many part-time people. They must just be hiring and dealing with human resources constantly.
Yeah, I thought you were having a bad day, and then that happened,
Yeah.
Wow, what that would be crazy.
Uh,
Would not
yeah.
not be fun.
So right, and we see that Blue Yonder hired CrowdStrike to help them recover. And of course, we never really hear too much about their recovery. I have no idea if they've recovered yet. It's been a week or so. I hope they have for the sake of all of those employees at Starbucks and Ford who are probably getting messed up paychecks. Right.
Yeah, and that everything that word meant the headline, they were kinda buried in the article, "Oh, and
Yeah.
by the way, Ford's one of the affected companies too." Yeah,
Yep.
that would have been the headline years ago. So,
Yeah.
interesting
So
stuff.
several large grocery chains. I mean, lots of companies with lots of employees. What a mess.
What a mess. Yeah, and it's like everybody's busy season too, coming into the holidays. So that's a shame. So we'll keep everybody tuned into what happens with that. Yeah, and then so the rest of the year for you, are you doing any other traveling? Do you have any other events coming up?
I'm gonna go skiing a couple times in the rest of this year,
Oh,
and the
jealous.
first part of January, but no business travel. Um, but I do have some business announcements.
Oh, all right. Well, please tell. Please tell.
All right, we got two new things coming out with third tier, and these are requests that um, people in my classes have made and people in the mastermind groups have made. So one that came out of the classes, right? This year we ran 2 6-month courses, one in Defender and one in Intune. And at the end of it, it was I really did enjoy the format. I think the students did too. We come out with SOPs for both products so that you're not only just learning it, you're doing it and you're operationalizing it in your business. And that's what made our courses different. But what they told me was, "Hey, what are we gonna do about this from now on? Because there's new stuff coming out constantly that we need to keep on top of." So, what we're doing is, we're doing a monthly newsletter on Defender and Intune, and then it is paired with a instructional webinar later that same month. So you'll get the newsletter, and then the next week, you'll get the instructional time, which you can attend live or recorded, watch it at your leisure, to understand how to implement these changes that have come down. So we're doing that, and that's available for folks to go over to third tier and purchase now. You do not have to take the class in order to do it. So if you just want to keep up, you can do that. And then the other thing I'm doing is I'm running a new class for 2025. It's going to start in February, and it is a class on bringing an AI consultancy into your MSP. It's going to be a 10-week course. And again, we're not just going to learn about what AI is. We're going to operationalize it into your business, starting off with the ethics and acceptable use policy that my mastermind groups created. So you'll be able to leap out of the gate to start to talk to your customers and get them to adopt that, and then sort of prime the pump to be ready for the new things that you're going to be rolling into your MSP package. So I'm very excited about that course, and that was a suggestion that came out of my mastermind group. So we're doing the things that MSPs are telling me that they need help with.
Yeah, I still love teaching classes as well. That's so much fun. I've got a new class coming up in February of next year on mergers and acquisitions. It's a uh, 5-part training session. So still putting together the content on that. So that'll be exciting. And then I'm envious of all your skiing, by the way, Amy. And you've got your snow bunny jacket on already. But, I've got a couple trips real quick that are kinda back to back. It'll be fun, because it's chilly here in the Midwest. I'm looking forward to getting into warmer weather, but I'll be in Scottsdale, Arizona at the mastermind event for, uh at the Talking Stick Resort that Scottsdale, Arizona, average temperature 75. Can't wait to do that for the rest of this week, and then the following week, I'm gonna be down in Dallas at a channel program, M&A event. So looking forward to that. So a
Nice.
couple quick trips, and then I'll be back for the holiday. So looking forward
You
to
are not slowing down at the end of this year, pushing it right
no,
to
I'm
the
not.
edge.
I'm pushing it right to the end, that's for sure, but, yeah,
That's
I'll
the real
be,
reason why you installed those permanent lights on the house, is you knew this was gonna happen.
exactly, I say it does save you a lot of time going up
Oh,
and down
yeah.
those ladders. So I'm with you. Well, cool. All right. Well, anybody, if you've got questions about the SMB Community Podcast, any comments, we'd love to hear from you. So submit any questions that you've got to James at KernanConsulting.com. Or we'd love to hear from you. Okay. Or visit the website, smbcommunitypodcast.com as well. All right, gang. Until next time, we'll see everybody next week. Take care, everybody.